Welcome to Art and Imagination with Janna. So glad to see you. Remember that anything that you can imagine, you can draw and paint. Welcome back to the studio. We're so glad to have you back again today. So today, as you can see, I got a blank canvas, and I hope you're sitting there with your iced tea or your coffee. And let's get busy because we've only got 30 minutes to do this picture. So today we're going to build us a cabin, and we're going to start, like if this is our horizon line in our page, we're going to put that cabin back up into here. So we're going to just kind of do a little bit of a square, kind of an oblong triangle, and we're going to put some walls there, and a wall here. And we're going to, now this is something that's very important that some painters don't do, and that is to put that back even there to give this structure a more square going back into the building. So I'm going to try to get rid of that line. So we'll put some windows here, and one over here. Try to keep your lines here. Mine's not so straight, but kind of keep them straight and the same size. And we're going to put the bottom on. Then we're going to put a door, because you got to get into it anyway. And this is just an old cabin. Now we're going to put on a porch. So therefore, we're going to take, this all has to be straight and even. Of course, mine is not, because I'm not taking my time. I'm trying to rush this. So this is going to go from here to here, this line in through there, and we're going to go this way to put on that porch. And let's keep it straight, Janna. But since this side is going away from us, as you can see, this side will be wider. So as it goes away, now we're not finished with this. We're just putting in the basic drawing. Like so. And I always like to have these little things come out from the porch also. So I'm going to bring that over to the top of that first window, take it across, take it out, bring it out. So he has a covering. So we're going to make this guy go out a little bit more. And this is going to be the supports for this beautiful. And we've lost our eaves. Getting ahead of myself is what I'm doing. But we want that line there. And we're going to kind of make our roof. I'm doing this fast. This will look different after we get into the main part of it. Now I want to take my building back, and we'll put a rock here. Let's just put a rock in there. Okay, now we've got a porch and we've got windows and the door and a rock. And see, it's all kind of squared up. Now remember I said that I was going to do the bucket again, the bucket of apples. But this is the dark side because our light's going to come from up there. So this is going to be the dark side. He's got a thin house is what he's got. Now we're going to put that apple bucket down here, and it's going to be a little bit bigger than that little house. And I do mean little. He's narrow inside. And we're going to have our apples down here coming out of the bucket. Not going to get it as dark this time in drawing it, so we know how to put the apples in here because you did it last week. So we'll just keep building our apples. Now, wherever there's apples, there's got to be a tree, correct? Yep, we're going to do us a tree. Now, this will make dimension into your drawing. Kind of straighten this up a bit. And we're going to have, like I said, the grasses in here. And the apples are going to lay in the grass also. So we'll put that in there. Now, we got to have some steps up here now. It's just kind of arranging where I want things. My cabin and my apples, and then I'm going to put a tree in here. And this is our horizon line. So we want to make depth. And maybe I'll put that tree in here on this side. So we're just going to go up, and this is a good old apple tree. Come out like that. Now we got another V. We got a V here. We got a V here. And we kind of got a wide V there. And we'll get to this trunk up here in a few minutes. I'm running out of lead here because this is soft. And there might be another branch here off of this old apple tree. And maybe another one over here going that way. Now when you're connecting these limbs like this, you want to make sure that this part is connecting this way, this part is connecting this way to this trunk. Because you don't want to just stick it on there and make it just look awful, like it doesn't belong. So the light's coming from there, so we got to darken this side as the bark. And it's easy to make bark. You just scribble on down with your pencil. You put some detail in here. And those roots are usually knobbly upside the ground. I know I've walked on many of them, and it's like walking on cobblestones. Okay, we got to have some steps in here. This is a great big old leap from this little step here, this porch. So we make the step the same way as we made the porch. Have this going the same way as the porch. You can bring boards down through here to make it look old. But we'll finish that off in detail. This side's dark, remember. Doggone it, I'm going to have to pull out another pen or something. Something that'll draw. Nope, that's not it. Well, I'm just going to have to maybe, when you're working with charcoal, it goes pretty fast in the pen. I hate to take up our time. I should have had 2 of these ready. There we go. Okay, now if there's another step there, you just go up there, bring out another step, so you can build onto this, onto your little house, or your cabin, whichever you want to call it. So we're making the top one wider. And this under here, underneath the porch, will be dark. And the sun's coming this way, so let's cut it this way, where the light's coming in here. And this little porch is going to be a little bit in the shadows. This is going to be dark. So we want that part light. And we want this part of the house light too. So underneath here, will be a little dark. I'm just kind of making the boards on this house. Bring it to your corner. Now let's do something with these windows and make them look a lot better. And the door frame. And the window frame on this side. I'm going to do this one very in light tone. Lighten up on my pressure on my pencil. So we want that all light. Now the roof is all going to be light because it is showing the light from up there. So it'll be light. It doesn't have to be perfect at this point in time. As soon as we get everything in here, let's put some grass in through here. And some little grasses in through there. I mean, it's an old cabin. And we'll make him a little path coming down through this way. And always when it's closer to you, like I'm standing here, so I want to walk up this path. So when I walk into this house, the path is going to, from my view, is going to be smaller here and widen out as we go along. Okay, now in our horizon area, we're going to put some trees or whatever they are back there, bushes. Let's get those started. And along the tree. Now you don't want to make them all the same size. You can have some small ones in between these big ones. Maybe some tall trees too back in there. So we're making dimensions is what we're doing. This is the sky up and through here. It'd be all blue and everything. But we're going to put leaves on this tree. And then this all back here is going to be your brush. And then you'll have different trees popping up here just to give you more interest in your cabin. See how easy this is? It's just scribbling. You can do this. It's so easy. And there's nothing like a black and white picture to really get the hang of it. Now you can see the dimension that's coming out from this way to here. So we got to make this darker over here. Now you say, oh, I know I can't do those leaves. Oh, but yes, you can. And we don't want that trunk just so straight down. I mean, a line like that is a hard line. And if you go out and look at your trees, there's no tree out there in your yard that has those straight lines like that. So we're going to make it a little bit more gnarly. This is an old apple tree. Now what I'm going to do is bring color in this way, a light color, and I'm bringing it to make it look round. I hope it looks round to you. I hope it looks round to me too. But we'll get there. See how much fun this is? I could do this. I love to do trees, but I could do trees all day. Put a little more. Now we just get this bucket going again. And we want to make him round, so he's going to be darker on the bottom. Darker in there. Around now, we're going to put some more grasses in through here, some more shrubs. Now you have choices to make. You can put more grasses and brush in through here. And some along the walkway. And on this side too. Because this guy doesn't cut his yard. He's got a cabin here and he doesn't want to do no yard work. All he wants to do is pick these apples and make him a pie. Or a cobbler, either one. Let's get it in there quick. See, all it is just scribbling. But you're laying your foundation for your picture to do the detail work. And that's the fun part of it. You get this scribbling all in here. Now the sun's coming from this side, so this path along in here where you got these little indentations here, like I have, that's going to be okay. But it's going to be dark in here because it's going up into the yard. And this side of the walkway or the path is going to be dark because the dirt rises up where the grass is growing and everything. See how fast my charcoal goes out of my pencil when you're working it really fast and hard? You're lucky you're using a pencil. I have to use charcoal to make it dark so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and in here is going to be a little bit dark too. And up underneath some of these apples, it's going to be dark. It's going to be dark along this little pale. And this is how fast you can make a picture. I mean, some people like to buy these things like this, just scribbled and just really not, they're rustic looking. And you might want another rock over in here. It's light on that side and dark on this side. So it gives it a 3D effect. I expect a cowboy to come walking out through there right away. Oh, I can't get the charcoal out of here. This house looks like it's sitting on a rock. But it's not. Now this cabin isn't very big. And as you can see, the little lines in here, that's good because that shows that there's glass in that there window. And we're gonna put a screen door on this little thing. And a little window up here so he's got a little light in there. I love doing this. Oh, we're going to have some trees up here too to give it dimension. I've run out of charcoal. Here we go again. If you're using your pencils right, you're going to have to do this often. At home, I have an electric pencil sharpener. It goes much faster. So let's see how this works now. Much better. Now you always got to have some, give this little guy a friend here. As Bob Ross would say, he didn't want him to stand alone. And like I said, we're going to put the leaves in. Okay. Now the fun part about doing the leaves, let's straighten this up a little bit here. It's bothering me. Want more trees back in there. Gives you more dimension. Okay. Now, putting the leaves in. You got to remember to leave space in these leaves and these branches so that the sky, so you can see the sky through the leaves. So we're going to start up here and we're going to do the same thing that we've done down below. We're going to scribble. And we're kind of going to do our hand like in a kind of a lacy effect. See what I'm doing? And I'm using my pencil back here because I have to because of the distance of my paper. But I want you to do the same thing on your paper. I want you to just use these fingers here. See how I'm holding it? Just like I do my paint brushes. I paint from the back side of my my brush. So this just takes a little time to get into it. And I'm going to leave some negative spaces in there. These are called negative spaces, all through there. And this is where your stump is going to come in handy when we get to that point. Now don't call me on all these leaves for this apple tree, because this is an imaginary painting, so it's not going to be just graphic down to the right kind of leaves for these trees, for this tree especially. This is the art and imagination part of this program. We're imagining that these are all nice leaves on here, nice apple leaves. The main thing is you have the person that is looking at this tree connects the apples down here with the tree up there. And that's all we need, is the imagination of the person that's looking at this picture of yours and says, oh, that's an apple tree. Well, you know, I want to remind you that if you want to talk to me, contact me through this website, jannacolumbus4@gmail.com. If you got any questions, then you can ask me. And apple trees usually go up really high, because it's, like I said, is an old apple tree. And next time that we get together, we will be doing the rest of this picture and finishing it up. Anyway, for now, I'm going to say goodbye and come back and visit the studio again, the Bella Vista Community TV studio. It's so much fun in here, and we're happy to give you the opportunity to learn how to draw. So bye for now. Done. Lessons that I've been giving you. Just remember, if you can imagine it, you can draw it or paint it. So I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.